Either of your kids give you Valentines? Where they wait, like by your toothbrush when you woke up?
No, I didn't get anything.
Do they ever give you anything for Valentine's?
My daughter will give me something for Valentine's.
She's sweet. The boy don't care.
He's not.
No,
I
for his
get
mama?
that. He's 16. I get it. He's almost 17.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't believe.
Should you put a little bug in his ear and say, you're kind of at the age that you got your car on the way home. You might want to pick up your mom just a little.
Maybe
something.
I should
a little
say
something.
That's exactly. You should say something. That's how it'll go right there. That's it.
What does mom want?
You're right. I'm
Gross. She's not my girlfriend.
I'm going to text.
Get him in the habit of sending his mom at least a text.
Good idea.
That says, "Hey."
He did something over the weekend. This is sports related as well. They had a basketball game on Saturday. He's playing rec league basketball.
Okay.
And I'm never allowed to go to the game. The Cheetahs.
Still.
Yeah, he's on the Cheetahs, and he doesn't want me to go to the game. But
does that hurt you?
A bit. And he made a clutch three-pointer to tie the game late. They won in overtime. He doesn't score much, but he's like 3-point specialist. Mm-hmm. So he says. And
it's code for white.
He's
always has been and always will be.
Is he a chucker?
Yeah, I'd say he's probably. Now this happened to be on video. One of the parents caught it who was there and sent it to me. And he told me he'd come home already and said, I made a great three-pointer to tie the game late. And they won in overtime. And he did. He made a very nice shot from right over, like in the corner, that tied it with like a minute to go. And as he walked back, or as he ran back down court past the opposing team's bench, he blew them a kiss.
You son of a bitch.
And they gave him a warning on that. They didn't give him a technical foul, but they gave him a warning.
That is unsportsmanlike.
He said, I almost got teed up.
Yeah.
You have got to be kidding.
Yeah. Check that stat line. 1 for 1.
I was going to say.
I said, how many did you score? He said, I scored 3, the biggest 3 of the whole game. Hold up 3 fingers. That's right.
Other teams like, we beat him up, but we don't know who he is.
I didn't show up to the last minute of the game. That's all they needed me for. Clutch.
Yeah. Gave a little kiss to the crowd.
Who trash talks in rec league?
That's what I said. It was like, son, you've got to
big ballers do.
Yeah.
You've got to
I guess.
Now there's a big, well, this is Disney related. We have, in a few weeks, we have tickets to see Lion King, okay, at the new, we have a performing arts center here. And because we had snow and ice earlier in the year, now we bought tickets for me, my wife, my son, and my daughter. My wife said, I want this to be a big event, a family event for us. And we're going to go out to lunch before, and we're going to Lion King.
Who, if you could, Kelly, can you gauge most excited to least excited?
Absolutely, I can.
I bet there's a 1 and a 1A.
There he is.
And then there's
a
4 and 4B.
There's a long.
I think it's more like Y and Z.
Because let me tell you what's happened in the meantime. Now, we bought tickets to Lion King, and we bought, I don't know if you remember, this was months ago.
Yeah.
And I had one of our sales folks in, and she had seen the Lion King. She said, we'll get these seats because they walk down the aisles.
Oh, that's right.
Remember that?
That's right. You need to be part of the show.
So I told my wife, I was like, look, these tickets are really expensive.
Understood.
Okay. And I was already saying, can I get free tickets? And
the celebrity card.
Our colleague said, absolutely not. This is the Lion King. You're not going to go see the Lion King or Hamilton.
They don't need to give out a ticket.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife said, should we just go for it and buy these? And she did. And I was like, all right, okay, we're doing this. And so as a family, we're doing it. Now, she had not revealed to my son as of yet. Well, his last basketball, and she bought him specifically so that basketball season would be over. But because of snow and ice, they pushed it back. 1 week got canceled, so they pushed it back a week. No. So we're waiting to see now what time the game will be on that day, because our Lion King tickets are at 2. Uh-huh. And sometimes they play at 9 in the morning, and sometimes they play at 1 in the afternoon. There's games all day. So yesterday she broke the news to him that we were going to Lion King, and he may have to miss the last game. And he said, wah, wah, and he just like screams like, Lion King.
They need me.
And my wife said, we're going as a family. Okay. Now, at that moment, I said, let me broach this with you. The biggest spring pickleball tournament of the year is that day.
As long as there's a crack in the door.
That's as long as we're talking about this. Okay.
It's the Spring Nationals.
This is spring night.
Since you're already semi-disappointed.
Okay, I said, let me test the waters on this one.
Before you get angry.
Before we close this book online, King.
Yeah.
Right.
I said,
How about we just watch the movie?
Can't we watch this?
right. The problem is that I am scheduled to play that morning.
Okay.
And it'll end about 1 to 1:15.
I know.
That's tight.
And the
That
show
is tight.
is at 2. So I said to her, instead of a lunch, let's go to Lion King at 2 and then have an early dinner after.
You do that.
You know, that's what I'm trying to get her to do. And it's not sitting well.
4 o'clock dinner.
Not sitting well. I said 4 o'clock dinner. Right.
Beat the rush.
Right.
Cafeteria's open.
Not sitting well. Plus, she thinks I'm going to be racing over there all sweaty with my.
You will.
Yeah, you're going to be
pickleball.
stench.
Yeah.
But you know, I got the Diesel, my partner in my other ear, going like, "You're playing Spring Nationals, right?" So it's a delicate balance.
Diesel don't do Lion King.
Now, I've not seen, as you know, I don't know anything about. I know some of the players, but I don't know the story. Are you Simba? Does he have two different things pulling him? Is he pulled toward two different worlds?
Yes, I'm Simba.
Who's that Scar animal, the main one?
My wife.
Without a doubt.
Who's the happy, fun-loving, singing meerkat?
Son.
My
Diesel.
dog. My Diesel.
Actually,
No worries, baby.
That's right.
Hakuna Matata.
free.
I was going to say, that's what you hit her with when you're running late to the show. She's like, I paid big money for these things. So right as you get out of the van, hit her with a Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonder. Yes, that's what you have to do exactly to get it done the right way. I just don't know. I guess Diesel's Mufasa. But I'll let you know how it plays out.
Yeah.
I got to see the timing on all of it, you know.
Yes.
Y'all better cancel that day because it sounds like she expects this. And for two of you to cut out a pie of the day to get, I don't see it.
Well, if I can, and I may just tell the Diesel, look, I may have to race out of Spring Nationals early. You know, I just don't know.
But early's early. That's like 11:45.
I may have to play in a necktie. A what?
You can dress like Angus Young from AC/DC. You wear shorts and a tie. Schoolboy. Throw on your little beanie cap, hit the road.
You'll be getting dressed like the guys at the end of The Hangover. The good one.
Yeah.
I know.
Shaving with an electric razor.
Really worried about that.
Your
the
pant
car.
leg out the car window.
Yeah.
At night, you and your son are going to be like the hyenas, begging Scar to be let in the building. She locks you out of the house.
We've got tickets, honey. We're outside.
Can we just get a few scraps of something, maybe?
We're sorry.
No, Scar don't play on that. You're exactly right. That's exactly right. So
I
that's
better
where
get
we're
it straight.
You know, that's March. I want to say the 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday in early March, and my son was. I can't tell you how beside himself he was that it was scheduled for that day. But she had scheduled it for a day when nothing was going on, and all of a
Right.
sudden we got basketball and pickleball.
And she won't go level 2 and say there's another mom and daughter that would like to have these tickets and buy them. It's got to be you and boy.
family.
Well, they're a Disney family.
We are. And she has said, I want this to be a nice day for the family.
Yeah, she's charming.
That's what
like
we're doing.
that.
That's exactly right. So that's what we're doing. Anyhow, that's where we are for right now.
That may be almost as bad as this. I'm not sure
Okay.
which Disney story is worse.
Okay, this is a bad one.
I read this over the weekend. It's from Walt Disney World News today. Now, it's a horrific story that's just coming to light. It happened in October, but I think the sheriff's office just made the report public. Here's what we know. Two sisters from New Jersey, one is 31, one is 29, were vacationing with their families in Orlando. On the night of October the 26th, the two sisters, I think, left the kids behind, I don't know, but went to Disney Springs for dinner. They had dinner at a steakhouse. Now, Biggie, you may know this steakhouse. Kelly, you may know the steakhouse. I've not been to Disney Springs.
Do you know the...
I don't.
Okay. Well, I've eaten at a few. It's great restaurants.
Yeah, there's
I'm
tons
sure
of
it is.
restaurants.
Very
I'm sure it
nice.
is.
Very nice.
So they had dinner at a steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Then they went to an Irish restaurant
Mm-hmm.
and had a couple more drinks there. and the sisters needed a ride back to their hotel, which was off Disney property. They were trying to arrange a ride through Uber. Phone died.
Wow.
Cell phone died. Now, why two grown women, mothers, only have one phone between them, I do not know.
Okay. All
But
right.
for whatever reason, their phone was dead. Not to worry. Disney was on the spot. A security guard said, no problem. Hakuna Matata.
That's right.
We'll take care of this. We will get you a ride.
All right.
That's what they do, isn't it?
It is. It
They
really
super
is.
serve.
Yeah, they do.
So they did. So the Disney employee called for an Uber. The Uber driver shows up, takes one look at the sisters and says, they're too drunk. They're a puke risk.
Oh. Yeah.
We've heard these stories before about Uber and Lyft.
Puke risk. They won't. They won't.
If
take
you're
it.
too drunk,
they
they
won't
may
take
not.
it.
They don't have to pick you up.
Is that right?
It's their car.
It's their car. Biggie's right.
I'd like to see that chart, though.
Yeah.
Is there a puke? Is there levels?
Yeah.
Oh, you can tell.
Like the the pain scale.
Or maybe some are, it's chunkier the higher you get.
I guarantee you can tell.
Puke risk.
Yeah.
There should be a chart. Like
I
the
want to
little
say it should be in
smiley
every
face.
Uber and every
Oh, I
Lyft.
agree. And you're number 4. You're a puke
You're
risk.
level
I'm
four.
about a
Sorry,
4,
you're not
but
there.
my sister's a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you: does a cab, if it's old taxi cab service, would that have to? Do they just pick up anybody? You know.
Funny you should mention that.
Yeah.
So after the Uber refused them, Disney said, we can call you a cab.
Now that.
A cab will pick up anybody.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
The cab's like, I've been here the whole time.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sitting right out front.
Do you know?
We've been cleaning up puke since the 40s.
Yeah. I mean, they smell like puke. They smell like BO. It's,
That's right.
That's the whole
1,000 air fresheners.
Right. That's the knock on cabs to begin. I heard a sports guy say, this was on my way in this morning, I was listening to a sports show about the Super Bowl, and the guy was talking about what an amazing experience it was in Los Angeles, and he was there the whole week, parties and all this stuff, but he said cabs would have been nice. There were no cabs to be had, and everybody was calling their Uber, of course, but you've got 300 people coming out of the same place at the same time. Used to be cabs were just lined up. You know, you just got. But with Uber, it was more difficult to get from place to place.
I believe it.
Does that make sense? You know, because you're
I think so. And mass transit's not really the thing.
not in LA, right? He said, it used to be I'd come out of these restaurants on nights like this, and there's cab. Everybody just gets into a cab. But now, because Uber is a different thing, it's just not. It's not the same.
Fewer and fewer
Like
cab
you
companies.
need taxis
Yeah.
in certain situations.
Well, yeah, the taxis can just sit and idle.
Exactly. Ubers don't.
Ubers tend not to
Ubers
do
don't.
that. Yeah.
So
they're
that's
usually between fares.
So he's like, I'm waiting 40 minutes for an Uber,
And paying high dollar, I'm sure.
and what are those rates called?
Not XL.
It's the
yeah,
surge.
there's a word for it.
Something
Surge
like-
pricing.
Surge
Surge
pricing.
pricing.
He said it was unbelievably expensive, and I was waiting 45 minutes to an hour to get my Uber, and it would have been nice to have taxis at that point, which makes sense to me. But how
Hey,
often does
first world
taxi?
I had to wait 40 minutes at SoFi. Yeah, all right.
On Rodeo.
That's true.
This is Inglewood, all right?
I'm going from Inglewood all the way out to the beach, Malibu.
That is kind of
It's a hell of a
first one.
ride.
Okay. Eaton, you're talking about being drunk in an Uber. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm not being drunk in an Uber. I used to, I'm from Savannah, and I used to drive for Uber.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the only way I would make money in Savannah, Georgia, is picking up all the drunk guys off River Street.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you were okay with it. Dad, did they ever puke in your car?
Luckily, after like 2,000 rides, not one.
Wow. That is lucky. Now, that is.
Yeah.
But aren't you
Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Now, as a Uber, doesn't Uber charge the passenger if they do get sick?
Yes, they do. But unfortunately, you have to pay for it out of pocket first,
Okay.
and then give Uber the receipt,
Yeah.
and then Uber will charge the person.
I got you.
Did you ever have it? What is like the most interesting encounter you've ever had while driving your Uber?
I'm pretty sure I picked up a swinging couple with their kid,
Ooh.
Okay. All right.
and yeah, that was interesting
I bet.
because the entire ride to their house, they were trying to find a way to get me to come inside. Like play on the Xbox, play Magic the Gathering, play something, hang out with the kid. It was the weirdest thing ever.
Wow. That is weird.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Thank you very much, Eaton. Glad to hear from that.
Nice.
From Savannah. Were you in Savannah when you had the guy who was playing the militant music?
No, that was Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina.
Okay, all right. That was a good one. When Chris Demm
The
got
reparations song.
there was a reparations song playing, and you
Loudly.
and you did your impression of it that time. It was like
White man owes reparations for slavery.
That's right.
We got a black man driving, my wife and me in the back,
That's right.
in our summer finery.
That's right. And you were going to or coming from
A nice restaurant.
a very nice restaurant.
Let me just go ahead and give you 5 stars.
And handed him a 50.
And a big tip.
Tip here.
Yeah, you got to tip big on those.
I'm going to tip on the card, and here, just take.
This is for you.
I always said well played by him, the
Off the
driver.
books. Oh, he knew what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Absolutely.
Probably the next customer probably got Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
And you can't do anything about it.
That's right. He just nailed you.
A smooth operator. I get it.
So, what happened with the couple?
So the sisters are now waiting for a taxi at the. I think they're at the place called Cirque du Soleil,
Yes,
Disney
yes.
Springs. I don't know what that business is. And evidently, while they were waiting for the taxi, the drinks hit. The temper started to rise. The older sister, the two began to argue. The older sister called the younger a bad mother and slapped her.
Well, terrible.
Well, then it was on, according to witnesses, punching, slapping, the pulling of the hair, you name it. You've seen women fight, maybe in person. You've certainly seen it on the internet. And then it happened. The younger sister vomited.
Well, she was a vomit.
She was a puke
we
risk.
knew.
We knew this.
Uber knew.
To Uber's credit, the driver knew. Security got the two women separated, but the trash talking continued. And then, like a scene out of WrestleMania, the two women broke loose from the two people holding them back and ran screaming toward one another, fists curled up, and they slipped in the pool of puke and slid into the bushes.
Oh, God.
Nice.
Oh, my God. I can picture it now. You can really get that.
Yeah.
That's real.
The sights, the smells, the sounds. The younger sister, realizing, I guess, she'd slipped in puke, she was maybe losing the day, stepped back for a moment, took off her dress, and she was not wearing a bra, and the fight continued. Finally, Disney security and another cast member got the two women apart permanently, and that's when the deputies arrived. Each woman was arrested. Neither wanted to press charges, and so the DA in Orlando has said, case is closed as far as we're concerned.
They sobered up and
Evidently.
because they're mother-daughter and they didn't want
Got their ride.
They're sisters.
I'm their sister.
Yeah.
Oh, and one called the other a bad mother.
Yeah.
What a terrible.
And then got
Low
naked.
blow.
Yeah, that is. And then took her dress off. Well, you know that time when I ate at Mr. Sub and I vomited at Six Flags? No, excuse me.
No.
The Pavilion at Myrtle Beach.
Yes.
Old school Pavilion.
You had spaghetti and meatballs at a sub joint?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Sub.
Who does this?
That was what hit Biggie funny about that.
Absolutely. Always will.
I was about 12 and we went to Mr. Sub and I got spaghetti. And
As one does.
No, you go Red Lobster.
I think you took the owner's lunch.
Yeah.
Order the Alfredo.
I always love that. Just to see him. What can I get started for you? I'll have the spaghetti.
In this hot summer
What?
heat,
oh yeah.
I'll have pasta.
100 degrees.
Did you down it with some milk?
Yeah, and I loved it, and I loved it. And then some hours later at the Pavilion, we were on that ride where you're not even moving, you're just standing, but you feel like you're moving because you're watching the screen. And my stomach started to really churn. I knew I was going to be, oh, this is awful. And when I walked out, my mother said, "You don't look right, honey," and I threw up all over the pavement there. And they took me over to the side and got me a Coke or something. You know, I'm sitting on a bench, and a guy came by swinging a chain over his head and slipped down. It was terrible. I mean, it was terrible.
Who spilled SpaghettiOs?
That was that, and that's what it looked like too. I mean, it looked like my father said it looked like you didn't even chew this spaghetti, son. I mean, my father was like,
Who's the guy swinging a chain?
I don't know. He was swinging a chain over his head.
What kind of performance was that?
And I mean, he's walking with some pace too.
That's just Myrtle. You're right.
Yeah. And just slipped down in my vomit. And you know, my mother and father just like looked away.
We don't know where that came from.
Just terrible. Really awful. That brought back that memory right there. Just hearing that story. What a terrible story. At Disney too. I hate when things go badly at Disney.
You do. You're D-hard.
I am a D-hard, and it's supposed to be such a happiest place on earth.
Happens every day there, multiple times a day.
They have to I don't know about
Disney
that.
people getting sick?
Puke fights?
I don't know about
Well,
puke
the fight.
fights.
I don't mind people getting sick, but the fight.
Just the fights, no.
I mean, little kids probably get sick.
Sick, yeah. They clean it up fast, though, there.
I bet they've got a puke team.
They do. They call in the puke team.
There's puke levels. That puke chart I want to get.
There's no.
Like
that's
a
right.
DEF CON.
You're
DEF
right.
CON 3. Puke Con.
Put up or shut up rock and roll trivia. All
Lord.
Valentine's Day edition of this game now.
Beautiful.
All love songs. It's all about love. Caller 14. What else? Caller 14 plays here.
Oh.
866-470-2GNC is the phone number. You call us if you beat Chris Demm. 10 questions about music and rock and roll trivia. All love songs. You take all of his money. How much does he have?
It's like $80.
Hey.
$80. Spend $1 over the weekend. $80 what we're playing for on Valentine's Day. Game next. Two Guys Named Chris show. Rock 92. It's powered by Crescent Ford of High Point and CrescentFord.com. Just for playing today. Excuse me, I should say the phone number today is 866-470-2GNC. As we told you, the ImprovementStore.com phone line. 10 window special goes on. Lifetime double pane tilt-in windows, just $20.22 a month. Zero money down during that 2022 sale, which still goes on. Be a winner next. Rock 92.
Two Guys Named Chris.